Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Those of you that are new, welcome. My name is Jess. I love to post videos about health, fitness, and lifestyle. I'm glad you guys are joining me today because today we're doing a full day in the life video. I haven't done one of these in a long time, and my day in the life has changed a lot. I haven't done these because schedule is just hectic. So if you guys didn't know, I am currently an ultrasound student. I go to clinicals 4 days a week, and I'm also a personal trainer and nutritionist. I do that online and in person. And so between all of those things, days are nice and busy. Basically, I got ready this morning. I'm gonna go to the gym to do my own workout, train my client, and then go to my clinical. I don't get off that till 5, and then I'll come back home, make dinner, meal prep for the next day, as well as go to a martial arts class. Me and Ronnie have been taking a martial arts class together, which is so fun, and I think such a good thing for us to do with one another, and so we have that tonight as well. I figured I would bring you guys along with the day, not just to show you guys my day, but because there's a lot of things I want to talk to you about. So one thing you guys have been asking for is meal prep videos. And my current way of meal prepping isn't one day where I meal prep for the entire week. I actually like to cook extra a few nights a week, so that way the food is more fresh and tastes better. And I just keep that as prep for the next day or two, and then I do that again. So that might be a little confusing. So I figured, okay, I'll show you guys what I'm doing currently to meal prep, because that might be best for your schedule too. Some people love that one Sunday where they sit down and they cook a bunch of food, and that's great. I've done that in the past, but we like to have our food a little bit fresher, and it's a little bit easier for me just to use the time that I'm cooking dinner to cook a little bit extra food for the next few days. So I'll show you guys a little bit of how I do meal prep so you guys can learn how to meal prep for yourself too. This is a game changer in your health and fitness journey because it allows you to have healthy lunches and food ready to go for the next day, so you don't have to worry about turning to unhealthy options because you're short on time, or you're busy, or you're running around, because we all know life is crazy. Meal prepping and having food prepped and ready for you will be a game changer in nutrition. So I really wanted to show you guys that, but I figured I'd just show you my whole day because that would be a really short and boring video, and I'd rather just hang out with y'all so we can just, you know, keep each other company. It's time to go, otherwise I'm gonna cut my workout short. So let's head to the gym. Okay, so we just made it to the gym. I just wanted to share with you guys a little tip on your workouts. I highly recommend you plan out your workouts. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I literally like to write my workouts out in my notes, and you could literally check off like when you do them, when you don't. This is so helpful if you go into the gym with a plan. If you're somebody who's like, okay, yeah, that would be cool, Jess, but I don't know what even to plan. I do have some programs that I've created. This is actually one that I think I'm gonna work on, but I have one called Stronger Than You Know right now that you guys can go and get off my website. My website will be in the description box below, and you can go to programs and see that program there. It is one that has laid out everything for you, so it makes it so much easier. You go into the gym with a game plan. You don't have to think twice about what you're doing. You don't have to spend the time to write out a workout, and you know you're getting a quality program in that's going to help you to gain strength, help you to gain confidence in the gym. So that's what that program's designed to do. And so this is today's game plan. We got about 45 minutes before I have to train my client, so I think I can get through all of it unless I'm messing around, and then I won't. But if I'm nice and focused, it should be a good 45-minute lift. Let's go get it. I'm almost my workout. Trained my client, got changed, and now about to head to clinical. If you guys have seen past vlogs, you've seen this before. I bring my lunch, I eat my food as I'm driving over, but don't worry, I am safe. It's about a 30-minute drive over to the hospital, and then I'm there from 11 to 5. So that's where I'm headed now. I wanted to share something with you guys because I feel like this isn't talked about a lot, but a few things within fitness. One is you can't spot reduce fat, unfortunately. This is something that people want to do. How do I lose fat just in my stomach? Or how do I lose fat just in my low back? Or whatever it may be. Now, we can lose body fat. We can gain muscle to change our overall body composition and our physique. However, you can't just pick a spot to reduce fat. Same goes for building muscle. Now, we can build muscle and do exercise to build muscle in certain areas. You have genetics and natural areas that you might put muscle on easier than others, and that's okay. For me, it is in my upper body. So I actually put muscle on easier in my shoulders and my biceps than I do, for instance, in my quads. As a female, sometimes that's a little bit hard for me to accept because as much as I love having strong looking arms, I really want strong looking legs, and I struggle with that a little bit. If you're a female and you build muscle in your upper body easier than your low body, that is okay. No, you guys can still build muscle in other areas, but you have genetics and everybody's built a little bit different. We just gotta love and be grateful for the body that we do have. Just was thinking about that when I was lifting today because I felt really strong on my upper body, but I really want those quads to get more defined. Anyways, let's eat and head over to the hospital. Guys, I am not a fan of the fact that it's already dark outside at 5:30. I'm gonna get inside to cook dinner. I'm gonna change real quick and then cook up dinner. This is when I'm also gonna do that meal prepping for lunches tomorrow. Like I said, I usually make a little bit of food for the next day or two, so I'll kind of describe to you guys what I do, and that's to be able to make sure we have meal prepped food ready to go for lunch, so we are staying on our nutrition. But also, I don't do it in the week in advance because this works well for me in my schedule and also keeps the food a little bit fresher, which is just a little bit tastier. So we're gonna get to cooking because at 7:15 this evening we have our martial arts, so I try to get as much done as I can before that, so when we get home it's pretty much get to bed. So let's head to the kitchen. Alright guys, so I'm starting out by putting a little bit of tortellini into some pots and getting that going. I do cook everything separate for me and Rodney, so you will notice that. That's just because we have different macros and we like to keep track of it. Because I'm used to it, it honestly isn't that much harder. But I'm going to get that cooking on the stove, and then I'm also going to start the rice. The rice is going to be the meal prepped food for the next few days. I like to cook about 2 cups because it fits good in a container really, and we have that for a few days. Like I said, if you guys start cooking at the same time, it is not too much more time spent meal prepping than just cooking a normal dinner. I just go ahead and just move throughout the kitchen the entire time I'm cooking to make it all happen, but it takes me about 45 minutes to make a dinner and meal prep. I'm just gonna grab some frozen broccoli and shrimp from the freezer. Big tip, if you guys are short on time and if you guys want extra protein, these are 2 things that are awesome. The broccoli, 5 minutes into the microwave, super easy. Now, not quite as good as fresh, sure, but they're also $1. So if you guys are not sure if you can afford eating healthy, I highly recommend frozen veggies. And then shrimp's an easy thing we can toss into like pasta dishes as an additional protein. 1 serving of shrimp has about 20 grams of protein, so we're gonna have that in the pasta, and then even in addition to that have chicken thighs as our meat. I do take the time to cut a little bit of the fat off of the thighs just because they come with quite a bit of extra fat on them. So I just trim them up and then season them up to cook on the barbecue. So in addition to cooking the chicken thighs for dinner tonight, I'm also going to prep the meat for lunches tomorrow. I'm going to make some extra ground beef on the stove while my pasta is cooking, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of chicken breast on the barbecue with the chicken thighs, and that's just because that's what we had in the fridge. If you have the option of barbecuing your meat, I do highly recommend it. Not only does it taste really good for the chicken thighs, but it's also a really quick cleanup, and the meat cooks in about 15 minutes. So if you're short on time, it's an easy way to cook your meat quickly. I will say this is where you're going to put your multitasking skills to the test. Since my pasta is done, I'm going to go ahead and throw that together while all the meat finishes cooking. We're going to put in some olive oil, the broccoli, our extra shrimp, and some seasonings while the meat finishes up. And now we have ground beef done, pasta ready for dinner. The rice has 5 more minutes it's cooking, and I can pull all of my barbecued meat off of the barbecue. Your final steps in this making dinner meal prep adventure is to throw everything together. I get all my containers out to be able to prep the lunches for tomorrow. So to find the most accurate cooked rice measurement, I'm actually going to then weigh out all of my cooked rice in grams. And then we're going to do a little bit of math to find how much it would be if it was about 1/4 of dry rice, because that's how I track. So if I know that it's 2 cups and I know how many grams that yields, I then do the math by dividing it by 8 to find how many grams of rice I should put into a container for 1/4 cup. And I also do that for 1/2 cup for both mine and Rodney's food. Now we're just going to throw everything together. We're going to weigh out the rice into the bowl, add in some veggies, add in some seasonings, as well as our meat, so everything's ready to go for tomorrow. You probably could hear Willow eating her dinner in the background. She's a savage. This chick doesn't mess around. We got home probably about 30 minutes ago from martial arts. It's already 9 o'clock. Class went to about 8:30, 8:45. But when I got home, I had a little dessert, made a little tea, and fed Willow. We like to hand feed her and train her, and then she eats out of her little, like, I don't know what it is. You push things around so she's like stimulated. But anyways, I need to do dishes real quick and get to bed. We like to get to bed between 9 and 10 because I get up at like 5:30 every morning, and sleep is so important. So that's all that's gonna happen right now. But I wanted to wrap this vlog up. I hope this was helpful. I wanted to give you guys some insight into what I do for meal prepping. I've had some questions on that. And what I do right now is really nothing special, just because our schedules are so hectic. Making stuff for an extra 5 minutes, or, you know, putting 2 extra things on at dinner time is what works best for me right now, versus having a few hours one of the days of the week. Sometimes I switch off to that, like I said, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is just how I currently do it. If you find that you're someone that's super busy, I recommend giving this a shot, because you're gonna cook dinner, literally just cook a little bit extra. And tonight was even extra challenging because we didn't have what I was making. Typically I would just make like that whole thing of rice and then whatever extra meat, put that on. But we just were short on the chicken, so I just had to do a little bit of ground beef on the side, but it still wasn't bad. I hope this gave you guys some inspiration, some motivation to do some meal prepping. Your nutrition is so important, and the more you can prep yourself, the more likely you are going to be successful and not get caught up in having to go grab unhealthy options or skipping meals or not fueling your body properly. So I hope that helps. If you guys have been looking for workouts, like I said, check out my guide or take this back and bicep workout with you guys. If there's anything specific you guys are curious about or want to see, don't ever hesitate to leave a comment below of what you guys would like to see in future vlogs. This chick just finished eating and is searching for more food because that's where I fed her. It's never ending for this one. If you want anything, take inspiration from Willow's energy and willingness to eat. And if you guys haven't already, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.